Okay. So to get started, this is for the we're going to be doing the star schema. So Power BI star schema data model. So we're going to create our dim location, dim dim region, dim the fact population table, dim age, dim gender. So we're going to go about that process. And first thing to do is download the files, and also this one. This is from basically week 8 Power BI introduction and ETL. Download the PBI file, and we'll start from there. Okay, so let's. I've got that in my downloads. I also saved my file to data. I just created a folder data, and there we go. But I've got this one. I'll just leave it here for now. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Okay, so open up my Power BI. Okay, so I got my files. I need to check my data, so transform data. Going to go into Power Query. And I see I've got problems. My source is because I've just downloaded this. I got to update the link to my source. And I've put that in my data. Oops, sorry, documents. And data. And there we go. Open that. Okay. We're good. Now I get the second file. Once again, let's look at that. Browse, and I want 2020. Okay. And then finally 2030, which is my Excel file. And get that. And there we go. And it should be good. And let's just apply our changes and make sure this thing rolls out nicely. And this will be my population table. That's a combined one. I'm going to reference that table as my fact population. So let's rename fact population. And I can move this back up into my source data. And here's my fact table. Let's do the country region one first. Okay, so we have to, and for that one, we have to bring in our region codes text file. So a new source, it's a text file, and let's grab it. The fiddle with it, it's tab delimited, and then go OK. And region codes, we want to use first record as the header. I got an issue here in the country code. First of all, let's just rename it and get it sorted out. It is our country code, so let's just make it a whole number, and let's call it country ID. And what do I have here? What's my issue? I see the red here. I've got the view column distribution, column quality on. And if I look, I can very quickly see that, I've got null values. So let's delete, remove rows. Let's remove our empties. Remove blank rows. Okay, so that cleans up my error, so I'm good here. Distinct values. And then let's, I don't need that view anymore. So let's just, there we go. Okay, I do have one problem. If I look, I've got Armenia twice as EU and Asia. But I'm going to want Armenia to be Asia, but I want to get rid of the duplicate. So for country ID, I can't have duplicates. It's my give me my my primary key. So remove rows. Let's remove duplicates. And I've got my Armenia, but Armenia is country 51, but it's Europe, and I wanted it Asia. So we're going to add a column. It's going to be a conditional column, and let's call it region ID. And if column name CC, if a country ID, so if country ID equals 51, that's my Armenia. So that equals 51 Armenia. I want the output to be AS, and then my if, my else is going to be select a column, and for all other values, just copy over the CC column, which is my my code for my values for my region code. And then if I do that, I can now see that 51 is now coded as Asia. And let's now get rid of, I don't need my CC column anymore. I don't need this. I don't need that one. I don't need that one. I need my country name, country ID, name, and region ID. So let's go home and let's remove columns, and we'll remove those. And once again, all my records are kept. Let's move our region ID here. And then the next thing I need to do is I need to create my region labels. So I'm gonna do that. So let's first of all rename this table because it's going to be my dim for region. But I'm going to need to merge that. I have to create the labels for the region ID. I'm going to do that as an enter data. It's kind of clunky, but make it work. But first thing I got to do is I got to remove the duplicates for region ID. And then I'm just going to copy that out. And I'm going to enter data and Control V, region ID, and then I'm going to call it, I'm just going to call this region. And I'm going to enter it in, and that's Asia. Europe, Antarctica, and Africa, Oceania, North America, and South America. Okay, so we're good. Boom. Okay, so let's table. I'm just gonna I'm gonna rename this. Just call it region data. Okay, so now I gotta do my let's get rid of the duplicates because I don't need that anymore. I've just cleaned that out. But what I need to do now is I need to add in my region labels. So let's do a merge query. We're gonna query on region ID into table region data, and we're going to do that on region ID and region ID. My match is selection 256 of 250 rows from the first table, match over, perfect, and we're getting everything from our first table. Okay, so here we go. I have my table, so I've got the table, but I got to tell basically Power BI which ones I want. So I want the region. And then I go, okay, perfect. And region ID, I really don't need it anymore because the only thing I'm going on is country ID. So let's just remove that column, and I'm going to call this region. So now I've got the country. I got the country ID, the country, and I got the region. Okay, so now we're rocking. So we're good with that. The next one to do is our fact population. So I'm going to do a little bit of massaging here. So I'm going to I'm going to create a whole new table. I'm just going to do a copy over, but I'm going to do a bit of cleaning here because I have to clean it here anyway to create my values. So let's go. So I need to create my my age ID. So let's we're gonna split the call. Let's extract. No, let's not do that. Let's I want to add a column. Want to. I want to add column. I want to. column. I want to extract text before delimiter. So I want to add in a column. I'm going to extract text before delimiter, and this new thing's going to be my delimiter is here, and then boom. And I'm going to call this age ID. And I know I have to fix, because I know if I look at it, it's load more. I have that 100 plus that I got to get rid of. Okay, so let's change that first. So I have to replace a value. Replace values. So replace 100 plus with 100. So I've got that replaced done. And then with age ID, I can convert that to whole number. And it should sort nicely. And 0, 5, 10, perfect. And I've also got my age ID, and I also have my age groupings. So now I want to create my my dim age, right? So let's get rid of duplicates by age ID. This is temporary. So let's home. Let's remove rows. Let's remove duplicates. And now let's pull both of these. So let's we're gonna copy, and now I'm gonna create new. That's just the clunky way of doing it. And then if I go Control V, and I'm rocking here. So I got everything age group. What I want to do is I want to add in my age category. What I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna fiddle with that one. I could add it here manually, but I'm going to do it in my age table, right? So I'm going to do it separately. So let's just create the table. We've got at least the age groups, so let's create that. Let's clean up our fact table now and get rid of the duplicates. So I don't need that. Now this is my table here, and I call this dim age. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, give me a second here. So I'm going to add in a just for the fun of it. I'm going to add in a conditional column. I'm going to base it on age, and I'm going to create a senior and stuff, but I'm going to use I'm going to add in a conditional column. I'm going to call it let's just call it let's be consistent with what we got in PowerPoint here. So I'm going to call it age, just age category. I'm going to call it category. Okay, so if age ID is greater than, if I got a problem here. What's my problem? Before I do that, I got to convert this to a whole number. Okay, so that fixes that. Now I can do my conditional column. So let's just call it, what do I call it? Category. Category. Okay. So, if age ID is greater than or equal to, I want all the so if it's greater than or equal to 65, output variable is senior. Okay, and then I'm going to add a clause. If age ID is greater than or equal to, let's go 30, and we're going to call that adult. And then if age ID is greater than or equal to, let's go 20. and we'll call that young adult. And then add a clause. If age ID is greater than or equal to, let's go 10. We'll call that teenager. And then finally, if age ID is greater than or equal to 0, we'll call that a child. Okay, so it's gonna basically interpret these clauses. Let's see how it works. There we go. So if I look at it, what's it doing? It's actually starting from the bottom. If it's 0, it's child. If it's greater than that, it's teenager. So it's actually interpreting the else ifs first, and then it works it from bottom to top in terms of doing that classification. So now I've got everything here perfect. So my dim age is done. My dim region is done. My fact table, I don't need age grouping anymore. So let's remove. So the age grouping I don't need. Perfect. And I've got, now I have to fix up my gender, and we know we did that. We do that with pivot. So let's pivot that. I just want a population. I don't want. I've got it here, so I just have to. Let's get rid of the population. Let's transform. Let's do the. Sorry. Let's extract after delimiter. So I'm going to extract everything after the delimiter for population. That gives me male, female. And then I'm going to want to do the replace values. So replace values. If male, I'll replace with a 0. Oh, that didn't work out too well. That's pretty cool. Let's do the female one first. Let's replace values. Let's go replace female. Let's replace it with a 1. And now let's replace values. Replace male. And let's replace that with a 0. And let's convert this to number. Oh, sorry, I want it just a whole number. Okay, and let's call this gender ID. And now I want to create my gender table. And looking at our slide, schema, so gender is gender ID and gender. So that's just going to be easy. Okay, so I'm not going to get bent out of shape on this one. Okay, so I had fact, dim region, dim age, and I got my region data. I don't really need that. I'll just throw it up here and keep it. And now I just have to create my, I'm going to create my dim, dim gender. Okay, so let's just fix this. Let's delete that. Dim region, sorry. Oh yeah, this is, sorry, I didn't need to, I'm in the wrong table. Okay, so that's okay. So rename columns. Let's go to, fact population, let's call that gender ID. Okay, perfect. Let's create our gender table. Okay, so let's just home. Let's enter data, and we want it to be gender ID. Let's add a column here. So let's call this gender ID, and we'll call this column gender. And if it's a 0, it's a male. If it's a 1, the person's a female. And go OK. Creates our table. Let's rename it. Dim gender. Perfect. So now we've got all our tables. I think we're looking good. Population. I think I have everything. The whole number. Oh, in my fact population, I don't need the because with my region, I got the country name. Let's just call this country. And I got regions because I'm just looking at my tables. So I got dim region, country ID, country region, dim age, age ID, age group, and category, and then dim gender, gender ID, gender. So I go to my fact table. I got country ID, age ID, gender ID. Now I don't need this column anymore, so let's just remove it. And let's just move it down to the end. And so our fact table is now set up, so fingers crossed. Okay, so let's close and apply. Okay, let's look at our model. So I guess get our fact table sorted out. So let's just get the fact. Country ID, age, gender. So let's just create like a little star. Okay, so now I need to join them. So I need to join age ID, and there we go. Age ID and age ID, one to many, and go save. Perfect. And then country ID, drag across to country, and go save. Perfect. And then gender ID, just grab it, drag it across and over the gender. And we did it. Whew. Okay. And then we have our other tables, which we don't, we can just leave those. These are the ones that we want for our main model. Yeah. Then we go here. So we've got everything done. And then if we want, then we can just create a visual. Sure, let's create a chart. I'm just going to create something. And we want as our x-axis, let's go to our fact table. We want year as the x-axis. We want population as our y-axis. And let's go with, go to our dim region. And let's put our region as our legend. And there we go. Okay. So we did all that work in terms of transforming our data. Yeah. It's showing me some errors here. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Oh, good. That's the stop. Okay, so no errors. All nice red. No reds. Perfect. Okay, that's it. So we are, I don't have to apply anything. Just close. And I'm back to my chart. Okay.